The kingdom of Sheba shimmered under the desert sun. It was a land of gold and spices, ruled by a queen as radiant as the morning star, Queen Makeda. Her name was whispered in awe, her wisdom praised in every corner of her prosperous kingdom. Yet, even in the grandeur of her palace, a whisper reached her ear, a whisper from a distant land. It told of a king as wise as he was wealthy, who ruled in Jerusalem, King Solomon. Makeda, ever curious, listened intently. The whispers spoke of Solomon's legendary wisdom, his ability to solve any riddle, his understanding of the human heart. Intrigued, Makeda yearned to meet this king, who was spoken of in hushed tones. Was he truly as wise as the whispers claimed? Her heart, though accustomed to the adulation of her subjects, fluttered with a new curiosity. She, the Queen of Sheba, decided to seek out this king of equal brilliance. She would embark on a journey to Jerusalem. She would challenge him with riddles and stories of her own. She would discover for herself if the whispers on the wind rang true. The journey was long and arduous, the desert sun beating down on the grand procession. But Makeda was undeterred. Her caravan, laden with gifts fit for a king, stretched as far as the eye could see. Camels laden with gold and precious stones, silks and spices moved gracefully across the sands. Their every step spoke of the wealth and splendor of Sheba. At the head of this magnificent procession rode Queen Makeda, her beauty as dazzling as the sun glinting off her golden chariot. News of her arrival reached Jerusalem long before the queen herself. King Solomon, intrigued by the tales of her wisdom and magnificence, prepared a lavish welcome. The city buzzed with excitement. People lined the streets, eager to catch a glimpse of the legendary Queen of Sheba. As she entered Jerusalem, the crowds gasped. Never had they witnessed such splendor. Makeda, bathed in the golden light of the setting sun, seemed to radiate power and grace. Her arrival was not merely a visit, it was a statement. Sheba, too, was a land of power and wisdom. The throne room of King Solomon was alive with anticipation. The air crackled with the weight of expectation. Solomon, upon his throne, awaited his guest. He was a man of undeniable charisma and intelligence, his eyes reflecting a lifetime of wisdom. When Makeda entered the room, time seemed to stand still. Their eyes met across the crowded room. In that moment, the whispers of curiosity transformed into a spark of recognition. Makeda, with the grace and regality that defined her, presented Solomon with gifts, gold, shimmering like the desert sun. Precious stones, each one a miniature galaxy of sparkling light. Silks, so fine they flowed like water. Frankincense and myrrh, filling the air with their intoxicating aroma.
I have come seeking wisdom. I wish to hear your wisdom and share my own.
Solomon, impressed by her spirit and her gifts, smiled warmly.
Your journey was long, Queen Makeda. Your wisdom precedes you. Let us speak of matters great and small, of life and love, of gods and men.
In the heart of ancient Ethiopia, a queen prepared for the arrival of her son. Her name was Makeda, the Queen of Sheba. The air crackled with anticipation. A new era was about to dawn on the kingdom. Makeda as Queen Makeda, and when the child was finally born, he was named Melelik. It was a name heavy with meaning, for Melelik meant son of the wise man, and wise he would grow to be. From his first breath, Melelik was bathed in the love of his mother and the respect of her court. He was a prince of the Solomonic dynasty, destined for greatness. But for now, he was simply Makeda's beloved child, the future of her kingdom, and she would do everything in her power to prepare him for the mantle he would one day assume. As Melelik grew, so too did his spirit. He possessed a strength that belied his young age. He was courageous and strong, a true lion of Judah. Menelik I as Menelik. His wisdom blossomed, echoing his father's legendary intellect. He absorbed knowledge like a sponge, eager to learn the ways of the world. The queen watched her son with pride, her heart swelling with each passing year. Menelik trained in statecraft, diplomacy, and warfare. He learned the art of governance from wise advisors. He sparred with the kingdom's finest warriors, mastering the sword and the spear. He was a quick study, exceeding expectations in all areas. He was destined to rule, and he embraced that destiny with open arms. One day, Queen Makeda called her son to her. The time had come for a momentous revelation. Makeda, as Queen Makeda, she told him about his father, a powerful king from a distant land. His name was Solomon, the king of Israel. He was known for his wisdom, wealth, and his favor with God. Melelik listened intently, his heart pounding with a mixture of awe and longing. He had never known his father. Makeda, as Queen Makeda explained that Solomon had given her a ring as a token of their bond. She presented it to Melelik, a symbol of his heritage. She told him that he should travel to Jerusalem to meet his father and learn from him. It was a journey fraught with uncertainty, but Melelik did not hesitate. He was determined to meet the man who had sired him, the legendary King Solomon. The journey to Jerusalem was long and arduous. Melelik faced scorching deserts, treacherous mountains, and vast bodies of water. But he persevered, driven by the desire to meet his father. Melelik I, as Melelik. Finally, he arrived at the gates of Jerusalem. The city was even more magnificent than he had imagined. He presented himself at the palace, the ring given to him by his mother, his only passport. King Solomon was overwhelmed with joy when he saw Melelik. He embraced his son warmly, his heart overflowing with paternal love. King Solomon, as King Solomon, he had longed to meet the child born of his union with the Queen of Sheba, and here he was, a young man of strength, intelligence, and ambition. Solomon welcomed Melelik with open arms, eager to get to know this son he had never met.